The film that it gets most compared to is Memento. If I was going to rob a bank, here's how I would do it. I mean, I would love more money. we all would.
So thank you very much, Mr.
Damian's fine.
for attending our interview today with filmmakers wannabe. Pengen You can check out our Instagram account after this, actually.
Of course.
We'll show you that.
Yes, I just arrived yesterday on the plane. So yesterday I was quite tired. It was a 22-hour journey, but I really love it here already. It's beautiful. The food is great, which is very important. It's quite warm for an Irishman, but I'm surviving.
So the first question, let's dig into the movie. So the fact that you create these three old women characters who do the robbery, right? I noticed that it's not really kind of Hollywood type thingy where the robbery done by man, intelligent person and thieves, right? Why is it important to choose old woman and break the rules? You know what I mean?
The idea came from somewhere quite straightforward. Actually, I really wanted to make a heist movie similar to the kind of movie that you're talking about. Yeah. That's what I wanted to make, a kind of big action set piece. Yes. And when I went to do the research, I went home and spoke to my mother, who had worked in a bank. Okay. And I was talking to her about how the bank works, just doing basic research. And she had said something to me. She said, if I was going to rob a bank, here's how I would do it. And then she had a long, extensive list as to how to rob a bank. Okay. And I realized then and there that what the interesting thing possibly to write isn't how someone would rob a bank, but why would someone like my mother rob a bank? So immediately I have a different protagonist than I would normally have. And I start to think, if my mother robbed the bank, who would she bring with her? And I thought of her two friends that would maybe come along. And so what started out as wanting to make a movie like this became more of a character piece about why would someone like my mother rob a bank? And I think that works as well for Irish culture. It's a matriarchal society. Irish mommies, as we call them, are very strong personalities, and it was more when I started writing, it was just more of a natural choice that's how I wanted to. That's the type of movie I wanted to make.
So the whole idea is come from your mother.
She hates me telling people that, but yes, okay. She gets very embarrassed.
She haven't robbed a bank, right?
Well, I don't know that. Okay. I don't know that, but I went and did an interview at home for a newspaper, and they asked me about the story about my mother, and I hadn't told it publicly. Okay. And I opened the newspaper the next day, and the headline said, "Mother of all heists." And my mother rang me immediately and said, why do you tell people this? They think I rob banks. But it came from less about action and more about character-driven story that's rooted in a normal person like my mother's life. Not a Hollywood hero, but a more localized anti-hero per se.
I understand, because like everybody told me when I write the story, we have to come from personal, right? The closest thing. And well, it came quite a big shock that this old character is actually come from a really personal space from you.
I think so, and I mean, when you watch the film, it's important for me to say that all of the stories and all of the characters are based on people and stories that I know. So sometimes I worry that some of the storylines might seem far-fetched, but it is all rooted in true stories. Apart from my mother robbing a bank, that's not true, and just to be clear, that's not true. But I think that this is important advice for people who are writing, and it's very difficult advice. Is you need to ground your characters in reality, and it's very difficult sometimes if you go at it with that in mind. But actually, when you go to write, the only place you can draw from is your own experiences and people you know. So that's a really rich archive of where the stories can come from, and it comes out of a very organic way in that case.
Your experience with your mother is actually interesting, because I did a filmmaking once. It's about my family mothers, and when my mother know the story about the thing that I wrote, she cried, and then she said, don't do this movie because a lot of things going on, right?
But I mean, also, I mean that it makes it more truthful. It's difficult maybe sometimes for people to watch how they're portrayed, but at least you're going to the truth of the world as you understand it and as you experience it. I think anyway.
I see. I saw in IMDb and all over the place that the budget is. I could be wrong, but it looks like it's kind of limited. I mean, it's not that big. So the question is, what is the limitation or something that you cannot do, and something that you eventually come up with because of the limitation?
The limitations come down to a scene-by-scene basis, on a day-to-day basis when you're actually shooting. You know, you don't maybe get as many shots as you hope to get, or you don't get as many complex shots as you hope to do. So in any one scene, you might get 2 setups where you might want 5. And that's quite frustrating. But as a filmmaker, it's important for you to go, okay, I can't do this in 5 shots. How would you tell the story in 2? So those limitations are a good training ground. But also, I think at this budget level, because I didn't have funders who wanted lots of money back, it meant that I could make the story in a very different way. And it's a non-chronological story, which maybe if it was a bigger budget movie, I wouldn't be allowed to make. It's more of a niche. It's a film that will find a specific audience, not a wide audience possibly, but the people who watch it and like it, really like it. And that for a smaller budget movie is a benefit, as opposed to trying to please everybody with a bigger budget movie.
I agree. Yeah, that's a challenge, and it is a learning ground, like you said, right?
Yes, I mean, I would love more money.
we
we all would. But I mean, sometimes that's what you have to work with, and that's what you do. And I mean, for you're talking about the name of your site. Like, I think the important thing for any filmmaker is perseverance, that you don't think of the budget too much, because you will stop. And the one thing is to every day keep going, and in spite of the budget, just figure it out with the money that you have is the most important part.
Okay, I have captured some of the comment from the Letterboxd.
Okay. So good ones, I hope.
Only 2. The first one is this.
Memento Donegal version, yes. Memento Donegal version, yes.
What do you want to say about this?
Yeah, I mean, I think the most obvious, because the film runs in a non-chronological, it runs backwards effectively. The film that it gets most compared to is Memento, which, I mean, if it was half as good as Memento, I would be very happy. If it was a quarter as good as Memento, I would be happy. So this comment is obviously related to the backwards narrative. And in the brackets, it says Donegal's version. And Donegal is a place in Ireland, a very rural, picturesque small town. So what this comment, Memento Donegal's version, says to me is it's a Hollywood concept on an Irish budget.
And is it your hometown, or is it just a set?
We set the location is nondescript. Donegal's on the other side of the country from me. But when we were writing, ironically, this is the place we had in mind to set it. So it's very accurate.
Okay.
This is a good summation.
Yes. Someone from the crew?
Yes, it's me.
Okay, I see.
But I would give it 5 stars, obviously not 4.
Yeah, this is 4 with a lot.
Yeah.
So the second comment is, I think it's in Irish.
This is always dangerous.
Yeah. What do you want to say about that?
Casta Aglasta. This is an Irish language term that means complicated, but. And that word is lit. Do you know the word lit?
What is it?
Lit it's modern parlance. It means good.
Okay,
I could be translating anything here, by the way. But casta obviously is complicated, obviously, in terms of the backward structure. It takes you a minute to put it together. But as I was hoping, it's also a good thing that you enjoy it in the end, even though it's complicated to put together.
So it's still a good comment.
It's a good comment. Yeah, are you going down to 1 star?
No. I'm stopping my comment right
Okay,
now.
good. That's good.
So yeah, I think that's all from me. I mean, I still have like 100 questions. Actually,
Okay.
We don't have enough time.
Another time.
Yeah, of course. And really hope you enjoy staying in Indonesia for a couple of days.
Thank you.
and we will watch your movie after this.
Thank you.
Looking forward for
I hope you like it.
We will.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Mr.
Thank you so
Damian.
much.
See you again.
Lovely to meet you. Thank you so much.